Somebody, the lights probably too, right? Oh, you did? Okay, very good. You didn't? You sure? Okay, this is the common council meeting to be held Tuesday, April 21st, 2026 at 7 p.m. The meeting is called to order. Would you please call the roll?
Alderperson Jizwicki.
Present.
Alderperson Bailey.
Present.
Alderperson Kastner.
Present.
Alderperson Sarian.
Present.
Alderperson Akers.
Present.
Item B, we have Pastor Vic here this evening to give us.
That's how we do.
Good evening. Before I pray, I just want to send a note from our Pastor Steve, or Chaplain Rogers. He recently announced his retirement from our church and is slowly transitioning out of his chaplain duties. So if you know him personally, feel free to reach out and congratulate him on his retirement. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you so much for this evening. Thank you for the time that we're able to be together, gather here, and take care of the business of our city. Pray, God, that you would give us wisdom to make decisions, protect our emergency responders, keep them safe in their duties that they protect us in, and guide us with wisdom this evening. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Item C is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please join me while we recite the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving along to item D, I'd entertain is there a motion to approve the April 8th, 2026 Common Council minutes?
I'll make that motion, sir.
By Alderperson Bailey, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Quickly under mayor's report this evening, there's a couple items on the agenda. Dan Jansen Fest, the 4th of July, all sorts of great things that benefit our community. I want to thank them while they're here ahead of time. They're beautiful people. On a more souring note, we had more rain over the weekend, as you may or may not have known. Last August, we suffered some pretty significant flooding in the city to the tune of about $900,000 worth of municipal damages. This didn't include the losses by our residents or businesses. To date, FEMA has still rejected our request to reimburse that $900,000. I did notice in the paper this morning, and I think I sent it on to you in the Milwaukee Journal, that Governor Evers is working on the congressional delegation, senators and congresspersons, to hopefully change FEMA's previous rejection. Each and every one of our congressmen and senators supports the reimbursement. I want to remind everybody that that's money that generally, historically, always came from the federal government to municipalities that suffered through a large emergency that was that had the kind of damages that we had: tornadoes, hurricanes, flooding. This is really the first instance in which, for no real reason that has been identified.
When was the last time we got one? Did we get it for that downburst when 30 years ago was the last one?
I think in 2000, yeah, we don't get it all the time because we don't have emergencies.
Yeah.
2008 was that?
2008 or 9 was the last
Was
time
it
I think
8?
that we had significant damages. Mr. Radler here with his gardens, typically the water may approach them, might get 6 inches. It was probably up to your chest. 9 feet. Yeah, it was. Did you know the person behind you over there? See that? That's our HR person actually grew up where your gardens are in the house. So she always wanted to meet you. So figured now was a good time.
Big party happening this summer.
There is a big party, and I think we're going to try to prove that this evening. Could be sketchy, though. I'm not sure. I think we need more information. But anyways, over the weekend, the wall that was replaced behind Aldi, there's a large retaining wall that redirects the Wildcat Creek. It was blown.
Aldi's on Highway 100, right?
The Aldi on Highway 100, it was blown out again in 2 places, and there was significant flooding on Highway 100. So just bring you up to date on that. DPW did a good job, though, with everything afterwards. Fire and police responded to the cars that were stalled on Highway 100 in floodwaters, and there was all sorts of stuff. I want to thank everybody for that response. Aldermanic reports this evening. Oh, I guess under mayor's report, we had a couple alderpersons reelected in tightly contested races. Alderperson Bailey and Alderperson Driswicki were reelected almost unanimously without competition.
Mickey Mouse got 2 votes.
Mickey Mouse got 2 votes, yeah. Probably your neighbor, right?
But I did want to say at this time, though, if I could just take a minute just
Sure.
to thank everybody, from my constituents, my friends, my neighbors for voting for me again and giving me another 3-year term to serve the city. It really is an honor and a privilege. People say that, but I really mean it. It really is an honor and a privilege. And I also want to thank my wife, Cheryl, for putting up with the phone calls and everything that comes with being in this office. It's our 35th wedding anniversary next week, so I want to give her a wish out for that. So thank you again.
Congratulations. Alderperson Driswicki, you want to say anything?
Not only do I share Bruce's comments, but I'm very, very thankful the community still wishes me to represent them, and I will continue to do so to the best of my ability. Thank you.
As a mayor, I'm very proud and happy that we have such a great common council. Everyone says they're just bobbing heads. They do whatever I say. Trust me, they don't do everything that I want. But that said, there's a lot of divergent political opinion and thoughts about a lot of things, right? But when we come to voting on issues, sometimes there's disagreements, but everyone wants to make the city a better place, and there's not much more a person like me could ask for, or our residents could ask for. The politics that you see in sometimes in neighboring communities, there really isn't a place for that in our community. We just try to take care of business as the corporate board, which is essentially what we are, the board of directors for a $75 million corporation, right?
Well, if you put it that way, we're way underpaid then.
No, you're paid fine. Any other
I
aldermanic?
have decided not to run again next April, but with all of these thoughts that I'm hearing from everyone, it's like, wow, I want to stand up.
Okay. Any other aldermanic reports, announcements?
Breaking ground? Or is that later?
Breaking ground for the turf? Yeah, I mean, if you go over the turf skateboard park, we're finally getting bathrooms and a shelter, and it's my understanding that within 2 or 3 weeks, the parking lot will begin construction. So it'll be a little bit difficult to get into it, but it's going to be spectacular when it's done. We also have a grant in. Hopefully, it's $1.1 million grant into the state to try to finish the skateboard park. It's a very competitive grant, and I don't know if we'll get it. But if we were to do that, we would be the largest skateboard park in Wisconsin and one of the second largest, I think, in the Midwest, only to Des Moines. But there would be none as historical as ours. Tony Hawk was recently on some blog, and they were talking to him, and he's like, I save everything. Look at this, my turf skateboard park, card from the '80s, which was kind of cool. So I don't know. That started. Construction on Layton started. Construction on Forest Home started. All of those things are starting.
Dan Jansen Park?
Dan Jansen is under the former Little League mini Pee-wee baseball diamonds have been removed. They were not used and they weren't safe as things have grown up over the course of the last few decades. Currently, there's a new parking lot going in and pickleball courts. We're utilizing MMSD dollars and we're utilizing community block grant development dollars and park fees to put that in, so it'll be another amenity for the city.
And that should be completed this summer, right?
Everything should be completed by August, July or August, hopefully, depending. The rain has put everybody back a little bit, but they were active today, that's for sure. Yep. Citizen commentary, is there any? I don't think so. Public hearings, let's go to I-1, public hearing on a special use permit for Stasis Health and Wellness, a proposed massage therapy business located at 8405 West Forest Home. This is to approve the resolution for the special use as well as approve the site review for that business.
Stasis Health and Wellness, they're actually located in a different part of our city. They're off of Loomis right now, and they are relocating to this area or to this building. So they will occupy 434 square feet within the multi-tenant commercial building. Property zone C2, so it's a special use. It was also a special use at its previous location. They will have one full-time employee, hours of operation 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. Parking requirements, 65 are required. There are 64, so you may waive that one spot shortage if you choose. Site review, no issues or proposed changes. It has a very beautiful dumpster enclosure. I find myself talking about dumpsters enclosures an awful lot, and theirs is very good. So just want to note that. But Plan Commission recommended approval on March 10th. No letters of support or objection have been received to date.
Is anyone here to speak for or against or informational purposes concerning this item? Is there anyone here to speak for or against or informational purposes concerning this item? Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close the public
Alderperson
hearing.
Akers, second by Alderperson Bailey, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
In regards to 84th Street and Forest Home, I got a call and complaint that everyone's parking on 84th, and it's really hard to traverse there with people parking on 84th because of the Forest Home construction. Can they put temporary no parking signs up there potentially?
Where are they parking on 84th?
I don't know. Right in front of
Probably
that old
between
house.
Layton and Forest Home, or
Across from the funeral home?
Yeah.
It's only one lane there. So, okay, we
Relaying
can look at it. We
information.
have the police chief here. We'll look at it and make sure that, okay?
Thanks.
All right. There was a motion and a second. We passed that,
I think it was the
right?
owner of the building, but
Right, okay. Moving along to item
we didn't vote on A and B.
Yeah, we
We
did.
just
Did we?
closed
Oh,
the, we just closed
close
the
the whole
hearing.
hearing. Is there a motion to approve the special use? I thought we did. didn't we?
I thought we did.
We just did number 1. We have to do A and B.
Number one is A and B.
Well, we
Well, we
closed the
did-
public hearing. but we
Okay,
didn't
okay,
vote on
all
A or B.
right, all right, sorry. Is there a motion to approve the special use and
I'll make that motion.
the site review by Alderperson Bailey? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers. Would you call?
Alderperson Drewzwicki,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Item 2 is a public hearing on an ordinance to amend the official Greenfield zoning map by rezoning the property located at 6825 through 6845 West Layton Avenue from C1 Neighborhood Commercial District to C2 Community Commercial District. We're seeking to approve an ordinance to amend the official zoning map.
All right, so what we're looking at here is a C1 district becoming a C2 district. The reason for that is because the property owner is seeking a food use. So they would like, and they are seeking a franchise to go into there. However, that is not permitted or special within the C1 district. C1 doesn't allow any of the food uses. So no limited service restaurants, full service restaurants, bakeries, coffee shops, none of that is allowed in a C1. That is why they are seeking the C2, because they have a fairly large portion of their building that could accommodate it if the zoning allowed for it. During the site review, there were some issues noted. The site has cracked, broken, missing curbs throughout. The property owner already has provided us a contract for the work that will be done this year. Plan Commission did require that before the public hearing, or they could come for their public hearing, that we have that contract having been provided to community development, so I've already been provided that contract for that work. That, again, will be completed sometime this year. Window signage, there's a lot of signage over on the Village Food Mart. The property owner is still working with the Village Food Mart tenant to figure out what they want to keep and then to get rid of the rest. Plan Commission recommended approval on March 10th. No letters of support or objection have been received to date.
We did receive a note from Anderson Commercial Group indicating the property ownership submitted a copy of the contract for replacement and repair of the missing and or damaged poured curb throughout the site. Replacement or repair of missing and or damaged poured curb throughout the site should be satisfied by October 31st of this year. Removal of window signage so that it's consistent with our ordinance and not covering more than 20% of the window area of the glass. So they have worked on that with the Villager Food Mart. Did you see that? That was sent to us on Monday, April 20th at 2:55. So, okay, to the clerk's office. Is there anyone that would like to speak for or against informational purposes concerning this item? Anyone here to speak for or against or for informational purposes concerning this item? Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Are they talking about a restaurant or a store or?
They're talking about trying to be able to put a restaurant into the vacant space on the left side of the building or the eastern side of the building.
Are there concerns about parking? Not a very big parking lot.
The restaurant use that they're looking at is very casual, not as much sit down, more grab and go. So in terms of how many individuals would be there at once, would be less than a true sit down full service restaurant.
Does that make sense? Okay. Did we have the motion to close the public hearing?
I made it. I don't know if
By
someone seconded.
Alderperson Akers, or a
I'll
second?
second.
Second by Alderperson Trizwicky, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Does the council wish to approve the ordinance to amend the zoning map?
I move for approval.
By Alderperson Sarian, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Castor, would you please call?
Sorry, that was second. Who was the maker of the motion?
Sarian and then Castor.
Alderperson Drzwicki,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
No.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Is
Okay.
that for items A and B? Oh, there was just an
That's just
A.
an E there, yep, okay. Item 3 is a public hearing on a special use permit for Voight Music Center Music Instrument Repair Business to be located 4533 West Forest Home. This is to approve a resolution for the special use permit for Voight Music Center, a musical instrument repair business, and to approve the site review for that establishment.
So Voight Music Center, they're actually going to occupy the lower level tenant space at this property. They're going to occupy the entirety of it, so it's 922 square feet. No other tenant will be down there. Property is zone C2, so this is special use. The Voight Music Center, they have a facility in Janesville, and this will be a satellite location to that. They're primarily going to focus on repair services to area schools and students. There are 3 full-time employees. Hours of operation are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Site review, there were some signage issues on the front side of the building, but those are not where this particular tenant is going, but again, just an issue to note that we are actively working on. The front of the building has received quite a bit of work from Cedello Property. They're the property owners. In the photo on the left there, you can see that there's entirely there's landscaping in that area. Previously, that was just all paved. So they've done quite a bit of work on the front side of the property and the surrounding property as well, and it's looking much improved. Plan Commission recommended approval on March 10th. Parking requirements, 13 are required, 8 are provided. Common Council may waive the shortage. One thing to note is that Cedello Property owns this as well as the property immediately adjacent north of that. That's Flash Laundromat. So there is parking generally in that area from the same property owner. No letters of support or objection have been received to date.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone that is here to speak for or against, or for informational purposes concerning this item? Is there anyone here to speak for or against, or informational purposes concerning this item? Is there a motion to close the public
Motion to
hearing?
close public hearing.
Alderperson Kastner, second by Alderperson Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the resolution for the special use permit as well as the site review?
I'll make a motion to approve both.
Alderperson Drizwicki, the alderperson of the district, seconded by Alderperson Akers. Would you please call?
Alderperson Drizwicki,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian, Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Okay, moving along to item J, I have no appointments at this time. Under K, new business, claim received from Mike DeChant and on behalf of Kimberly DeChant.
It was referred to the city attorney.
Item K2, claim received from Ray Mastef.
Also referred to the city attorney.
Item K3, appointment of council president for a one-year term. Are there any nominations?
I'll nominate myself.
I'll nominate Alderperson Syrian.
I'd like to make a nomination for Mr. Bailey.
Okay, so we do these in order. Alderperson Kastner, Alderperson Sarian, and Alderperson Bailey. With regard to the nomination of Alderperson Kastner as common council president, would you call, I guess,
And this was for which nomination?
for Kastner?
My page is on responses. So.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Hold on, maybe I can get it back. Okay. Alderperson Drizwicki,
No.
Alderperson Bailey,
No.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
No.
Okay, the second one was for the nomination of Alderperson Sarian. Could you call that one?
This takes a little bit. Alderperson Drizwicki,
No.
Alderperson Bailey,
No.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian is your new common council president by a vote of 3 to 2. Okay.
Three is my lucky number.
Item 4A, these are all the council appointments, 3 members to the Finance and Human Resources Committee, 3 members to the Legislative Committee, 1 member to Park and Rec Board, and 1 member to the Plan Commission. Is there any desire to change any of those memberships? Is there a motion to confirm the reappointment of all of those members in their current capacity to those committees?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderperson Kastner. Is there a second by Alderperson Bailey? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. With regard to item 4B, my mayor appointments confirmed to council, I would reappoint Alderperson Bailey as a CDA member under item B, little I. Is that little I?
Yes.
Alderperson Drizwicki to the Public Library Board and B, double little I, and Alderperson Akers, Bailey, and Drizwicki to the Board of Public Works under 3 little I. Is
Motion to confirm?
motion to confirm by Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Drizwicki, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Under item 5A, council appointments, I would reappoint under A, little I, Mr. John Graber to the Board of Public Works. Is there a
Motion to confirm?
motion to confirm, although it may not be necessary, by Alderperson Akers, is there a second? Second by Alderperson Bailey, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. I'd like to withhold the appointments of 5B, little I, 1 little I, and 2 little I until the next meeting. Under item 5B, 3 little I, 1 member to the Board of Review, currently Jarrett McFarland. B4, and after, if we were playing bingo, 2 members of the Tree Commission, Joan Stevens and Terry Krell, who will only be serving for 1 year, I believe. But he will resign after 1 year of service. He let us know. Under B5, Lauren Boos, is she still available for the Tree Commission as an alternate? Don, do you know? Don?
Bruce.
Miss Bruce, yeah. So I'd reappoint. And then under 5B6, Mr. Braswell and Mr. Haggis back to the Zoning Board of Appeals, and entertain a motion to approve those reappointments under 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Motion.
To approve that. By Bailey, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Drzwicki. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Under item C1, 2 members of the Planning Commission, I'd reappoint Brian Weiss and Robert Krentz. Is there a motion to confirm?
Motion to
By
confirm.
Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Item C2, designation of the chairperson of the Zoning Board of Appeals, reappoint Mr. Braswell. That doesn't require confirmation. Item 6, approve applications of 2025, 2026 operator licenses. Is there a motion to confirm or to approve those?
Motion to approve with all the
Person
language.
Kastner, is there a second?
Second with all the language too.
With all the, with,
Yes.
assuming that they pay they're
Yeah.
compliant. Second by Akers. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 7 is an outdoor special event application for the Salvation Army MKE Racing Charity Car Show on June 13th, 2026. Is there a motion to approve that?
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
By Alderperson Sarian, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 8 is approve an outdoor special event application for Dan Jansen Fest from May 21st through May 25th, along with the licenses. Is there a motion to approve that?
Motion to
By
approve.
Alderperson Akers, or a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Drzwicki, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries unanimously. Item 6 is an outdoor special event application for the 2nd annual Knockout Rose Day event on,
Actually, it's number 9, not 6.
oh, did I say, I can't see, it's really, is it dark in here?
It is.
Yeah, the lights.
These lights
Yeah,
are
okay.
on.
Can we turn those, can you, seriously can't see it. Approve an outdoor for the annual knockout, 2nd annual, there, except for that one, not that, there, not that, no.
That's off
That's
already.
fine, that's good, that's better, thank you. The 2nd annual Knockout Rose Day event on May 8th, 2026. Is there a motion to approve that?
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
I wore my scarf, rose scarf, this occasion.
Is it a knockout rose or a tea rose?
I don't know.
It is the knockout
I
rose
don't know.
scarf.
I think that's a
What is-
knockout rose, all right.
But if you have a knockout rose scarf, I'll take it.
She is a scarf lady.
I am a scarf.
Item 10 is an outdoor special event application for the Greenfield 4th of July celebration. Is there a motion to approve that?
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Drzwicki. Just quickly under discussion, the parade route, of course, is being changed to go down 60th and then going east along Layton, a little further down the park.
It's starting at the high school parking lot and then down? Is
Yeah,
that
I
it?
think that's something like that. Yep.
That would be it.
Yep.
Okay.
So, motion was made and seconded, right? All in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, motion carries. Items 11 and 12 are outdoor special event applications for the House of Harley. Both are ride events. One's on June 6th and one's on June 27th. The first is for law enforcement. The second one is the firefighter charities. Is there a motion to approve those?
Motion to approve both items.
By Alderperson Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Dreswicki, I think. Just quickly under discussion with the road construction there, all appropriate care will be exercised to make sure that the ride is safe, right? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. That approved at 11 and 12, right? 13, approve an ordinance creating section 1322 of the Greenfield Municipal Code regarding the regulation of food trucks in the city. This is something that at the last meeting you said could be directly brought to the council.
Yep.
Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Driswicky, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers. Any discussion? Alderperson Akers.
Yeah, I just
Sarah.
have a question. So where are food trucks going to be allowed to park? I read the stuff and I'm not clear about that.
It can't be by residences.
Basically, they have to be on private property, so parking lots. And then beyond, so they have to be on a parking lot, and then there's further restrictions about where they can be within parking lots. So there's a certain distance, for example, from fire hydrants. They have to be in parking spots, not in drive aisles. There's a certain distance from restaurants. They have to be a certain distance from fuel pumps, from all that. So the answer is parking lots. And then there's more restrictions beyond that, that restricts which parking lots they can be on and where on the parking lot they can go.
The ordinance is not designed to eliminate food trucks. The ordinance is designed to make sure that they just don't pop up on public streets willy-nilly.
And blind drivers with their bright lights.
There's no regulation of any of that stuff right now, right? So there are a couple in the city, one on Layton Avenue, which I'm told has amazingly good Mexican food. I mean, the goal is not to prohibit amazingly good Mexican food from being in the city. The goal is to make sure that it's not parked on a public street that creates certain hazards. 2 food trucks have been plowed into by drivers. The goal here is to try to get it, if it's on a commercial property, that's a good thing, right? They would require a permit to do so, right?
Not a special use?
Not a special use. These are
Technically, you would need a
these are permitted use, annual permitted uses. So it's not going to be a use
Who
that
reviews them?
staff reviews them, consistent with the ordinance.
How many bricks and mortar are we gonna put out?
So they can't be within so many feet of a restaurant, right? They can't, so there's another issue that's raised its head with regard to gas stations, right? Oh, they're just gonna put all these things in gas stations because it's another, revenue stream or something. There have been at least 3 instances that I'm aware, one recently and about 6 in Layton, where the food truck started on fire near a gas pump. And there were a couple other situations like that as well. So the ordinance tries to restrict them to places that are safe and don't unfairly compete with existing restaurants. But it doesn't eliminate them, and it keeps them off the streets. We literally spent 9-10 months going through each and every possible situation of where a food truck could be or couldn't be and what the objections might be, so, I mean, it's the best ordinance that we could come up with, and I think it'll be incredibly effective. It will remove the food trucks from the streets, however.
Are other cities doing something similar to it?
Other cities are floundering around trying to figure out what to do. Milwaukee is floundering around. They've dedicated certain areas, like on, I think it's Burnham? Where they say you can have food trucks along this stretch of all, right? And driving through that, it seems awfully chaotic. One of the food trucks, we used to have a process in place where there was a special use. Remember, if you were commercial property, you could come in, and the food truck guy would come in and apply for the special use, right? He'd say, I want to have a special use on this property. The problem with special uses is they follow the property. It becomes a property right. So if that food truck decided that or the owner didn't want that food truck anymore, and now he's going to bring something else in, and it was not consistent with whatever, it created certain headaches. It required a public hearing. So someone today, for instance, that wanted a food truck on their commercial property, it would be a 60 to 90-day process before the public hearing could begin. This creates a permit. The Common Council can always rescind the ordinance in the event, or amend the ordinance in the event that they don't think it's sufficient, or it does this or that. Or we could look at it in another month, or in 2 more weeks,
Or at the end of the year?
or at the end of the year. But, I mean, you always have the opportunity with an ordinance to repeal it or rescind it, right? So if there's something that isn't working, but I can tell you, we sat in the conference room with the police department, I think the I'm not sure if the fire department was there for that one. 3 members of the health department, our city planners, our code enforcement people that also formerly worked for West Dallas, and we all agreed that this was the best solution for now. Doesn't impact Holy Mackerel from having a food truck in its parking lot with a permit, although they have the right to have food trucks in their parking lot. Doesn't prohibit the Greenfield football team from having a food truck during an event, or any of those kinds of things. It's not restrictive in that sense.
Months ago, I had asked, because I know there were some people asking me, about limiting the number of food trucks in our city.
Total amount of permits?
Yes. And the answer that I received was that it's being worked on. An ordinance is
food
being
truck
worked.
ordinance-
So I just want to make sure, this is not that ordinance, correct?
This
have-
this ordinance does not restrict
Right.
the number of food truck
Okay.
licenses. The problem with food trucks are,
And if I were to go back and, ask about that, we're going to have to, I
Most-
guess at the legislative committee or whatever.
yeah, most of the people that I hear griping about the food trucks are food trucks being parked on the streets. That's the number one gripe I hear, right? How can they just do that? Or just showing up in a gas station parking lot, right? This at least provides some reason and order. The problem with the number of permits, so the number of food trucks that cycle through Conkle Park every summer is probably 15 or 20 different ones, right? Some of them are the same, but some of them are different. If you were to limit the number of, and those same food trucks will require a permit, right? So
The permit is for the food truck or the location?
It is for the food truck.
So that food truck can go anywhere in the city?
the food truck can go anywhere that it's permitted by the ordinance.
Within the city.
So they just show up and we're supposed to, someone calls the police department, and the police department has
Well,
to
if they
figure
show
out
up and
whether-
park on a street, yes. If they show up and park up in a gas station, yes. If they show up and just park on a commercial property that's within 50 feet, like the one on Cold Spring that's in front of residential properties, they just show up, yes, you would call the police because they're in violation.
And they're right by a gas station.
And they're right by a gas station.
The ordinance does also restrict one food truck being operating at a time on a property. So to the point of, are there going to be 10 food trucks on a property at some point? There can only be one unless it's part of an OSC.
Commercial properties. So for events, it's not one per property, right? And that's part of this OSC stuff.
So like House of Harley, like the Ridge, I know sometimes
Yeah.
they do food trucks, stuff like that. They can have it.
So they usually have larger outdoor events, right? They would have to fill out the OSCs that we just passed 6 or 7 of, right? 5, 6, 7. That's food trucks, which is sort of where food trucks generally want to be, right? And that's generally where they go. So we don't have to pass it, but there's nothing for me right now to enforce food trucks just parking on the street willy-nilly or just doing this or doing that. There's no oversight, other than the health department for the most part.
Is there a motion been made?
I don't know, is there a motion?
Yep. Alderperson Drzwicki.
Trizwicky
second
made the
by
motion, is there a
M.
second?
Akers.
Okay, I thought I seconded it.
Second by Akers. Are we good? Okay, would you call?
Alderperson Drzwicki.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
No.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
So I think just with regard to the no vote, that you'll find that they're not just going to show up everywhere, if that's the concern.
That is my concern, and
I
hope that is the
just so you
case,
know,
and
we sat around and talked about all of those scenarios, just,
Years ago, I've been this anti-food truck guy, so I might as well stick with it.
yeah. Well, the anti-food truck guy for the food truck in your district just had, that same food truck just had a problem
kicked
in
out
New
someplace
Berlin.
else,
You got, yeah, so, I get you. Okay, item 14, approve the waiver of appraisal and quitclaim deed to resolve a property overlap between two tax parcels which are owned by Cobalt and the city of Greenfield. Basically, this is cleaning up the boundary line. And is there a motion to approve the waiver of appraisal? It's for a sliver, a tiny sliver of property.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
By Alderperson Drzwicki, would you please call?
Alderperson Drzwicki.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Item 16 is to approve a certified survey map to combine two formerly residential parcels
What
with.
about 15?
Did I get, oh, I'm sorry, I crossed that one up by mistake. Approve initial resolution of the discontinuance of a general right-of-way of West St. Francis Avenue, commencing at about South 31st Street and continuing east for about 120 feet. Is there a motion to approve that resolution?
Motion to
By
approve.
Alderperson Ager, is there a second?
Second.
By Alderperson Bailey, would you please call?
Kastner.
I heard
Kastner.
somebody.
Kastner.
Is it Kastner?
Kastner.
Did he do it twice?
No.
No,
it
it was
Drzwicki
Andy, too.
Oh, all right, sorry.
Alderperson Drzwicki.
Split the difference, I guess.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Item 16 is to approve the certified survey map to combine two formerly residential properties, parcels with the Spring Mall development parcel submitted by Sarah Hildenbrand, who's in the audience, I think, this evening, on behalf of Mandel Group. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. This is the two parcels, the Sokol parcel, which is the triangle off Forest Home, and the northern residential parcel along 76th Street.
The guy that held out for years, right? The only house that was on?
There were some challenges with the northern house over the course of time.
Boy, it was actually just bought.
It was, well, before that, there were some serious challenges there. I can say that with absolute certainty.
Timing sucked on that one.
Motion was made, second. Would you call?
Alderperson Drzwicki.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Item 17 is discussion and adoption of the Milwaukee County Hazard Mitigation Plan. The chief's here to explain it if you need to. We need to do this. Is there a motion to approve that?
Recommended contracts that are approved. Motion. That is what I'm making.
Motion to approve the adoption of the Milwaukee County Mitigation Plan, second by Kastner, second by Bailey. Would you call?
Alderperson Drzwicki.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Item 18 is discussion decision to approve a purchase agreement of a new generator at the law enforcement. Is there a motion to
Motion to
approve?
approve.
By Alderperson
recommended.
Kastner. Is there a second? Second by Alderperson Bailey. Acting Chief Lindstrom broke it. We told him not to play with the old one, so it's coming out of his salary. All right, motion, it's not. Motion second, would you call?
Alderperson Drzwicki.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Okay, did I just read 18, approve the purchase agreement, or did I approve?
I think you just did 18.
I
Did
did
18.
18, okay, 19. Discussion decision to approve the installation agreement of that same generator. Is there,
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sharon. Would you please call?
Alderperson Juzwicki,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
I do have a question. How long is it gonna take to install? Are they gonna,
There's about a 4 to 5 month backlog to even have it built. And then even once it's built, then there's probably another 4 to 6 week backlog on installation after that, so.
I guess downtime is what I'm concerned with.
It's gonna be in the fall, right now the one is up and running.
Yeah,
So I think we're good there, but downtime should be minimal. Like, once they start an installation, Tedesco Electric is gonna be the contractor, and they assured us it would be up there.
okay.
Do we have one now?
Yeah.
Generator
Yes.
system? And how old is it?
19 years old.
So it's time for a new one.
Item 20, discussion decision to approve a transfer of $33,043.18 of bond proceeds from Project EN 2219 to Project EN 2204 with an effective date of December 31st, 2025.
I move for approval.
By Alderperson Sarian, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Would you please call?
Alderperson Juzwicki,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Item 21 is discussion decision to approve the transfer of $163,578.46 from the Storm Sewer Fund to the Refuse Recycling Fund as of December 31st, 2025.
I move for
Motion by
approval.
Alderperson Sharon, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Some of these dollars related to the storm damage that we received or that we had in August of last year to balance accounts and for purposes of the audit. Did you call?
Yep. Alderperson Juzwicki,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Item 22 is discussion decision to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85, parent 1, parent E, F, and G, 4A, 19.85, parent 1, parent E, for deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive for bargaining reasons require closed session regarding a possible offer to purchase a listed property located within a city floodplain and regarding a pending insurance claim. And under 22B, 19.85, parent 1, F and G, considering financial, medical, social, or personal histories or disciplinary data of specific persons, preliminary consideration of specific personnel problems, or the investigation of charges against specific persons, except where paragraph B applies, which, if discussed in public, would be likely to have a substantial adverse effect upon the reputation of any person referred to in such histories or data or involved in such problems or investigations. Conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved, regarding conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or likely to be involved.
I'll make the motion to go into closed section.
Motion by Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Juzwicki, would you please call?
Alderperson Juzwicki,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Okay, we are now in closed session.